to save my junior brother. I tasted 100 herbs. I ended up tasting the one night of passion herb. The antidote is always within 3 steps. There was a swordsman passed out in the grass. I quickly asked for help. He was unconscious and didn't speak. He tacitly agreed. Later on, I heard the sword sect leader's chastity had been broken. My junior brother sneered. What fool would dare touch that fierce god? To the ends of the earth. She's dead for sure. He turned and saw my pale face. It couldn't be you, right? With a figure like yours, I wouldn't even take you for free. What? Do you have a lead? No lead. But I have something. I'm pregnant. It's from that day. Seeing my pained expression, my junior brother raised an eyebrow and asked, weren't you just finding medicine for me? Did you really get hurt? That day, my junior brother was gravely injured. I risked going to the poison herb forest for the antidote, because I'm unskilled. I could only learn from Shinong and taste the herbs. The first leaf went down, and my lower abdomen grew warm. Damn it, it's the one night of passion herb. The book says, the antidote is always within 3 steps. I looked around. I really found a young man lying in the grass. His features were as fine as jade. Black clothes, pale skin. My mind was hazy. Driven by instinct, I reached for his belt. But I have manners. I politely asked before detoxifying. Young master, could you help me detoxify, please? The young man didn't speak. His eyes were tightly shut. He seemed to tacitly agree. He opened his eyes. His lashes were like crow feathers. His eyes held the light of the sky. Exceptionally beautiful. But in broad daylight, I was mortified. I quickly used a belt to cover my savior's eyes. Stop. His voice was broken. He gritted his teeth. The strength at his waist increased. I pleaded with him tearfully. Aren't you supposed to help me? Is this it? Afterwards, I don't know how I left. My legs were shaking. I supported my waist, took the antidote, and cured my junior brother in the hut. After he woke up, Fu Jiao stared at the red mark on my neck. His face went pale. He turned his head away. Nong Xiaoyuan, what did you just do to me? I stammered. I just went up the mountain to find you the antidote. Got bitten by mosquitoes, that's all. Didn't see anyone else. But he was both angry and embarrassed. He told me to get lost immediately. A few days had passed. Everything was calm. I breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed that benefactor wasn't coming. As expected, there are still good people in this world. Before leaving, I gave him some tonics. Consider it a way to repay him. When I saw my junior brother again, he was physically fine. He just couldn't look me in the eye. It seemed he was still grateful for me saving him that day, until our master looked grave and told us to watch our words and actions, to keep our heads down. Recently, that big client from the sword sect is coming on business. You all, talk less, work more. He wasn't very clear about it, so I turned and asked my junior brother, what's he coming for? Fu Jiao sneered, to hunt a criminal. The sword sect produced a peerless genius. His surname is Yu. His given name is Sha. Yu Sha is aloof and peerless, cold and indifferent, born with a body full of baleful aura. He can only suppress the evil by remaining a virgin. Our medicine cultivation sect gets half its business from him. The injured get off lightly with broken arms and legs. The worst are left with just ashes. This star of calamity single-handedly boosted our employment rate. This time, the big client is coming to inspect. I was a bit happy. Maybe we can sell some medicine. Then later, when I confess and propose to my junior brother and arrange the wedding, I'll have some face. Thinking about it, I laughed out loud, but Fu Jiao grabbed my arm. Hey, I advise you not to get too close to him. He's here this time to catch someone. The day I was poisoned, weren't you going to the herb field to gather herbs? Luckily you weren't in the poison forest. That star of calamity had bad luck. He mistakenly entered the poison forest in the back mountains. After passing out, he was defiled by some maniac. When he woke up, he leveled the entire forest, chopped off half a mountain peak, the poison forest. That day I was originally going to the herb field, but my junior brother's condition was critical. I turned around, and risked entering the poison forest to gather herbs. My neck stiffened. The pain of the benefactor's hand gripping my waist was still vivid. He almost crushed me. My stomach suddenly felt queasy. I instinctively checked my own pulse. Physically healthy, strong. How do I have? Fu Jiao frowned and grabbed my wrist. What? Did you really get hurt gathering herbs that day? What a waste. Let me check for you. I panicked. I wanted to pull my arm back. Boom. The door was split open. The indestructible gate collapsed with a crash. Everyone present was shaken. Our 80-year-old master bowed respectfully to greet the newcomer. Amidst the dust and smoke, a figure slowly emerges. Just a silhouette, yet an oppressive aura bears down viciously. The newcomer is tall and stands erect. His features are sharp and sinister, but his eyes are especially gloomy. Yu Sha's sword is at his waist, still sheathed. He used just his sword's energy to break down our gate. How terrifying, but I immediately recognize his eyes. It's my savior from that day. My legs go weak. I shuffle behind my junior brother, trying desperately to hide myself. I don't dare let out a single breath. Luckily, he didn't get a clear look at my face. Master is still being polite. Yu Sha cuts him off coldly. Everyone is here. Men, leave. Women, stay. He scans the room, and lets out a cold chuckle. It sounds like a voice from the underworld. I grab my junior brother's sleeve, my fingers trembling. I wasn't even there that day. Let's just go. My stomach hurts a little. He shoots me a warning glance, and subtly moves my hand away. His voice is laced with anger. He raises his volume. Nong Xiaoyuan, how old are you? You look perfectly healthy. Obviously faking it. I have to go refine medicine. Don't think just because you saved me, you can cling to me all day. It's annoying. Fu Jiao leaves without looking back. Yu Sha notices the commotion over here. His gaze drifts over indifferently, in a hurry to leave. Then you're first. My heart races. My feet are rooted to the ground. Master interrupts, his beard bristling. Sect leader you. Perhaps start from the front row. These few still need to accompany me to gather herbs. Yu Sha does respect his elders. He actually allows it. He describes the killer's features. The person's waist was about the width of my palm. Those who fit the description, stay. Yu Sha raises his hand. It's broad, with long, distinct knuckles. Seeing it makes me tremble again. After the poison was cured, the handprint on my waist took days to fade. It showed how ruthless and cruel he was. Scanning the hundreds of people present, he listed each person's characteristics one by one. Quickly, only a few dozen remained on the field. Yu Sha began searching through them one by one. He was fast. I was in the last row. He'd be here soon. I'm done for. But then my eyes lit up. The dog hole in the courtyard behind me was spacious and bright. I could probably squeeze through. I bent down, staking my life on it, but someone grabbed me by the collar. Fu Jiao's voice was arrogant and unrestrained. Master, I came back to ask my senior sister for help. I'll take her with me first. She was with me that day. We were inseparable. She couldn't have gone to the poison forest. My master clapped his hands. Sect leader you. Indeed, these two are often together. They're very close. Moreover, this Fu Jiao is the next sect leader for us medicine cultivators. A promising seedling. And this little farmer also likes Fu Jiao. She would never dare touch you. You can rest assured. Yu Sha fell silent. I linked arms with my junior brother, nodding hurriedly. Then we left immediately. Cold sweat soaked my back. Thank goodness. Otherwise, Yu Sha's sword would have claimed another soul, mine. Once outside, Fu Jiao shook off my hand. He wiped his arm disdainfully. I didn't come looking for you on purpose. I nodded eagerly. Thank you. So, Fu Jiao had come to ask me to teach him how to weave a pouch. Stitch by stitch. Fu Jiao had a light sweat on his forehead. The mandarin ducks he embroidered looked like little ducks. I took it over to teach him. Fu Jiao was close. The scent of medicinal herbs on him was strong. My head felt dizzy with happiness. Who are you giving this to? It's a double mandarin duck pouch. Tonight is the folk Qixi festival again. My heart thumped. But Fu Jiao snorted coldly. Don't flatter yourself. Just teach me properly. Yet his hand holding the embroidery needle was inexplicably sweaty. Fu Jiao has always had a sharp tongue. But his heart is pure. Within the sect, he only gets close to me. He barely speaks to other women. This pouch must be for me. I got all dressed up at night. I came excitedly to the sect's Qixi festival banquet. I heard that Yu Sha was also staying overnight. His room is right next to Fu Jiao's. At the banquet table, Fu Jiao looked upset. He sat down next to me and drank gloomily, disturbing my sweet dreams. I nodded in agreement. I was biting into a flour pastry when a pebble hit my tooth. It hurt so much my eyes watered. Ow, it hurts. Fu Jiao called me a drama queen. He held the mouth rinse tea above his head. I could only reach for it. He always liked to tease me. While I was bickering hoarsely with Fu Jiao, Yu Sha suddenly looked up from the crowd. He stared straight at me. His eyes were bloodshot. The wine in his hand even spilled. I immediately fell silent. I didn't dare eat anymore. I didn't dare make a sound either. The room was stuffy. Yu Sha had already stood up. He was coming over through the crowd. I excused myself to get some fresh air, and ran from the table. That pouch on your waist is so pretty. Which young master gave it to you? Pouch. I was drawn by the voices. I looked at the junior sisters chatting. One of them is this year's top talent. I'd heard Fu Jiao mention her before. He always praised her intelligence, saying she was 1,000 times better than me. I quietly moved closer, and pricked up my ears to listen. Her face was beaming, shyly showing everyone an ugly but cute pouch. It had 2 little ducks on it, adorably clumsy. I taught Fu Jiao how to embroider this, but now it's in her hands. A pang of bitterness hit my heart. The junior sister saw me, all smiles. She hung it on her waist, making it extra conspicuous. Senior sister, don't you think this pouch is pretty? His embroidery is a bit silly, but it's so cute, and so eye-catching. It's Qixi festival today. Don't you have one? My chest tightened. I forced a smile. I held back tears with all my might. Yes, I do. I'll go look for it. I fled in a panic. They chuckled softly. There was no malice, yet it stabbed at my back. I rushed back to my room. I didn't want to return to the banquet. Maybe Fu Jiao has already pledged his life to that junior sister. I don't understand. He seemed to like me. He'd stand by my side every day. He'd laugh at my hair bun. He'd give me pointers on my studies. But then again, he seemed not to like me, because Fu Jiao never said the word like. Every time I showed affection, he'd appropriately distance himself. He'd tease lightly. Nong Xiaoyuan, don't get the wrong idea. Even the sachet we made together was given to someone else. The needle pricks on my fingers throbbed with pain. The more I thought about it, the more my throat tightened. I buried my head in the pillow. and cried silently. Click. Late at night, the locked door opened. I immediately turned around, but a dark figure stepped forward. His face was illuminated by the candlelight. It was Yusha, but his eyes were red. He knelt at the edge of the bed, and directly wrapped his arms around my legs. There wasn't a hint of killing intent. Instead, he seemed like an abandoned wild wolf, his face full of grievance. I whispered, "Sect leader you, what's wrong with you?" He shook his head. "Call me Yusha." He continued to hold my legs, resting his chin on my knees. He looked up at me seriously, smiling to reveal a little canine tooth and a dimple. I didn't know Yusha had such tormenting methods. A wolf feigns sleep in front, trying to make me let my guard down. I'm sorry about that day. Blame me for eating the wrong herb. I beg sect leader you to spare me. Yusha laughed. Call me Yusha. My dear wife, are you going to sleep? Let's go to sleep. He mumbled for a long time, finally calming down. Yusha closed his eyes, resting his head on my knees, and lay down for a nap. It was noisy outside. Suddenly, someone pushed open my door. Gnome Shichi, have you seen sect leader you? Yusha opens his eyes. He smiles and shushes. We're playing hide and seek and going to sleep. Can't be disturbed. The cold sword hilt, pressed against the waist. I reply to the disciple outside. Ha ha ha, I haven't seen him. What's wrong? The sword sect sent an urgent message. Sect leader you is allergic to alcohol. He accidentally drank a bowl just now. If you see him, be very careful. After getting drunk, sect leader you not only blacks out and loses memory, but also becomes extremely irritable. After the person outside leaves, the irritable Yusha's ears are bright red. He has already undressed, on all fours, trying to crawl into the bed. Sect leader you, let me take you back to your room, okay? This isn't your bed. He frowns. His eye sockets and the tip of his nose are red and moist. Tears suddenly fall like broken strings of beads. You don't want to sleep with me? I can only coax softly. How can we go back? Our good you. Our good yeah. He pursed his lips happily, planting a kiss with every step. After I got him back to the guest room, my lips were practically worn out from all the kissing. Yuesha staggered along, entered the room, looking back every few steps. I like you. Kiss. While he wasn't paying attention, I raised my hand to knock him out, but Yuesha quickly grabbed my wrist, pinning my back against the wall. His eyes were sinister. He leaned his chest in close, staring at me. What are you doing? You're awake already. My knees went weak. I was about to make an excuse, but Yuesha instantly softened. He knelt openly on the floor, resting his head against my stomach. He nuzzled against me, dazed. I'm sorry. You scared me. Hug me, then I'll get up. With coaxing and cajoling, I got Yuesha onto the bed. Then I coaxed him to sleep. I took the chance to tie up Yuesha's hands. He was obedient the whole time, offering his hands and feet. He even asked if I was tired. You're asking if I'm tired? I smiled, raised my hand and blew sleeping powder right in his face. The next day, I was making medicinal patches with dark circles under my eyes. When Fu Jiao came in, he walked straight towards me. Gnome Xiaoyuan, where were you last night? I immediately raised my hands in surrender. I went back to my room to rest. Slept straight through till morning. Definitely didn't do anything bad. He snorted coldly. What's the rush? Like you've done something wrong. Did you understand my feelings last night? Thinking of my junior sister's love token pouch, I held back the bitterness, and smiled openly. I know, I wish you both. But then Master rushed in urgently, his face pale with fright. Oh my god. Last night. Who attacked Patriarch you last night? Run for your lives. He's coming to kill us. So it turns out, Yusha woke up this morning, to find himself in thin clothes, his hands tied, and his whole body aching terribly. My knees are killing me. I looked in the mirror. My face was covered in makeup. My lips were swollen too. He had no expression. He raised his hand and destroyed the guest room. Now, Yusha is searching everywhere for someone. Fu Jiao was puzzled. We alchemists keep to ourselves. Our only job from dawn is to brew medicine. Who would dare do this? He looked at me and laughed. Anyway, you sleep like a log every night. Even if the sky fell, you wouldn't wake up. No, my sky did fall. I remember now. The rope used to tie someone up last night was my sash, but it had Fu Jiao's name embroidered on it. Who is Fu Jiao? Yusha's face was like a wrathful god's. He vaulted over the wall and landed steadily in the courtyard. His face was red and raw from scrubbing with a towel. His eyes were bloodshot. I pointed at my junior brother. He is Fu Jiao. Fu Jiao is a talented young man. In the alchemy sect, everyone, young and old, admires him. His name is embroidered on sashes. The belt has his name embroidered on it. That's only human nature. We still can't pinpoint a suspect. All of a sudden, the situation became chaotic. Fu Jiao's face darkened. He snatched that belt. His name was neatly embroidered on it. Yet, in the entire medicine cultivation sect, not a single person dared to claim it. Yusha's voice turned icy. You medicine cultivators never cease to amaze me. Cowardly and afraid of trouble. Daring to act but not to own up. I quietly stirred the pot. Junior brother, just be honest. Own up to your actions. Fu Jiao crushed the belt. Sect leader you were in danger in the poison forest. There must be evidence there. Yusha nodded. Then you go find it. Our master, who loves a good spectacle, chuckled. He invited, Oh, come on. Many hands make light work. Let's all go together. I nodded in agreement. The perfect time to slip away in the chaos. In the end, the entire medicine cultivation sect set off for the poison forest. We could treat it as a spring outing. Before departure, I made sure to bring plenty of money. I brought plenty of cash. I secretly left a letter saying I was running away from home. As Yuesha's footsteps entered the woods, from that moment on, all living creatures fell silent. The cicadas stopped chirping. The birds stopped singing. I also kept my mouth shut. Deep and shallow footprints finally ended in a patch of grass. Yuesha looked frank and open, pointing at that patch of grass, and the traces of nearby bushes being broken. Here, Fujiao crouched down. In the chaos, he picked up a small fragment of a medicine pouch. This is a medicine cultivator's personal item. It should carry the owner's scent. I'll find out who it is soon. Before he could figure it out, birds and beasts scattered in all directions. In an instant, a loud roar erupted from under the poison forest. The master shouted, "Oh no, there's a big pit under the poison forest. I actually forgot. The medicine cultivator sect is about to be wiped out." Amidst the earth shaking and mountains trembling, we all fell down together. Instinctively, I wanted to call out to Fujiao, but in the overwhelming dust and smoke, he rushed towards that junior sister. He charged at his junior sister. I was stunned. I let myself fall into the deep pit. It was soft beneath me. I saw a patch of black. Yuesha was lying under me. His expression was calm, mixed with a hint of surprise. Why? Only then did I realize. His sword was drawn. It had shielded me completely, shattering every piece of rubble into dust. Yuesha, on the other hand, was a mess. His arm was cut by the stones. It was hot underneath. I immediately jumped up. Yuesha frowned. He tried to call his sword back, but the sword circled around me, protecting me tightly. It even snuggled into my arms, acting cute. His eyes turned fierce. He grabbed the hilt, forcing it to return, but the sword made a slap sound, and smacked him in the face, then hung itself at my waist. I said innocently, "Sect leader you. It might like me." Yuesha scoffed coldly, "Impossible." Yuesha sneered coldly, "Absolutely not." The sword slapped him 3 more times. Yuesha was in a very, very bad mood. Ever since that day, he was taken advantage of by a shameless woman. Every bone in his body has been screaming every day, "I want it, I want it, I want it. Sleep, sleep, sleep." He clenched his fist. His chest was pounding. The elders had warned him. His constitution is lustful and chaotic, full of malevolent energy. That's why right after he was born, his parents abandoned him and sent him to the sword sect to train. Once he loses his virginity, he'll get a taste for it, and his mind will be thrown into chaos. He'll be ruined by worldly love and desire. Yuesha kept to himself, never touching worldly desires. Every day, it was nothing but the sword, and the sword again. For the sake of cultivation, everything should be abandoned. People. No friends, lovers, or family, only opponents. The only time he broke the rule was because of that serious injury. An enemy ambushed him, using a wounded beast as a trap, lured him into a trap. Several sects lay in wait together to wipe him out completely. Yuesha clung to his last breath and made it to the back hills of the medicine cultivators. But before he could find the medicine, he passed out. When he woke again, shadows swayed before his eyes, like waves. A woman's voice, choked with tears, kept apologizing. A tingling current spread through his entire body. Damn it, where's my sword? His sword hadn't protected him. Something's wrong. Even if he was gravely injured, the sword was half his soul, half his will. Whenever danger approached, it would strike it down. So why did the sword let this woman pass? It was as if he himself had allowed her to get close. Yuesha tried to see this bold intruder, but a pair of hands reached for him and covered his eyes with a cloth strip. Her fingers were soft, moving from his earlobes and cheeks, all the way to his eyes. "I'm sorry, my savior. I just couldn't help myself. I'm really suffering. Can you save me?" He was on the verge of losing his mind. Furious, he tried to push the woman away, but the woman's voice was hoarse from crying, yet she was still provoking him. Is that all you've got?" Her tears were so cold. "Stop crying." Yuesha opened his mouth, but his voice was choked. His mind snapped completely. Before waking up, he wrestled with his thoughts. 1. Take her back to the sword sect. Face the sect's punishment, a fate worse than death. 2. Leave the sword sect. Change his name. Go home with her. But when he opened his eyes, he was alone in the woods. The woman had left nothing behind. She ran away. Abandoned him. Ran away. Didn't want him. Ran away. Yuesha trembled with rage. He casually leveled the forest for miles around. His body had been cleaned up, his vitality restored, except for his mouth. There wasn't a single wound. A soiled handkerchief was tossed aside. A crumpled handkerchief lies discarded. He leans his head back, eyes closed, taking a deep breath. Find her, tie her up, use a sash. Or something even stronger. She actually ran away. Ha! Yuesha is in the corner. He keeps muttering. A cold laugh. His expression keeps shifting. My pack is still on me, but I can't run, because his sword is resting in the crook of my arm. The sword is out of control. It won't listen to Yuesha either. It can't fly us out of this pit. Yuesha suddenly asks, "You're the future sect mistress of the alchemist sect?" I deny it immediately. Fujiao like someone else. I remember when we fell in the chaos. Fujiao. He immediately hugged that junior sister. I force a smile, acting like it's nothing. Yu Sha is blunt. You alchemists are truly heartless. I don't know why he's attacking me personally. I straighten up, about to explain, but then I hear Fu Jiao's voice. He's comforting his crying junior sister. Don't cry. Who knew it would turn out like this? I was hiding in a corner, listening. Yu Sha raised his hand. He forcefully widened the hole he was eavesdropping through, make it more open and above board. He snorted coldly. You alchemists, do you all love to cry? As if remembering something, Yu Sha grinned viciously again. It's true. Everyone's crying sounds different. If I hear it again, I can recognize it. Thanks to this mentally unstable Good Samaritan. Through the hole, I saw Fu Jiao crouch down. In his hand was the pouch we made ourselves. Her eyes were red. She kept crying. Sigh, what will make you stop crying? Fu Jiao's tone was a bit helpless. She directly reached out. She pulled Fu Jiao in and kissed him. I immediately covered my eyes and ducked back behind the cover. Fu Jiao can catch even the fastest birds and insects. How could he not be able to block someone's kiss? It was all his choice. He did it willingly. He really likes junior sister. Hearing the noise over here, Fu Jiao asked in a panic, who's over there? Sect leader Yu. I looked at Yu Sha pleadingly. He sealed the cave entrance with a palm strike. He snorted coldly, idiot. Walls have ears. I wiped my face. I didn't want to stay any longer. I clutched my little bundle of belongings tighter, got up and started climbing out of the pit. But then I met Yu Sha's calm, expressionless eyes. I want to get out. Suit yourself. I lost count of how many times I fell. Each time, his sword caught me steadily. It was getting dark. Fu Jiao and junior sister next door had gone quiet. Maybe they're sleeping together. I was suddenly overwhelmed with sadness. Hey, have you ever been in love? Yu Sha lit a candle and meditated in silence. I brought Fu Jiao back from the foot of the mountain. He talks tough but has a soft heart. He's a good person. In the past, he would catch butterflies and gather honey with me. I liked him a lot. I don't know how long I talked about my crush history. I don't know how long I talked about my one-sided crush. For every good thing Fu Jiao did, there was a corresponding bad thing. In the end, my throat was dry, and it felt like a piece of my heart had been carved out. After saying it all, I finally let it go. Yu Sha let out a sigh, his brow furrowed in the candlelight. With my encouraging look, he said softly, her hands were very soft. Her waist, too. I whispered a reminder, Mr. Yu, that's a bit too direct. Don't scare the poor girl. If you really want to confess, you should tell her. Wow, the little mole on your cheek is so cute. The scar on your finger shows strength. Yu Sha told me to shut up. He kept listening. I remember the sound of her crying. She'd cry until she was tired. Then she'd take a little break, and then start crying again. Haha, I love it. I looked at him with mixed feelings. I took a few steps back. So, Yu Sha has someone he likes. No wonder he came after me. I tried to act calm. Haha, sect leader Yu. Then you should hurry home. Go see your beloved. Our alchemy sect is very boring. Very dull. What grudge? Let's just wipe the slate clean. Sect leader. He smiled. My beloved is here too. Dead. The one Yu Sha liked was actually from our own sect. A rabbit doesn't eat the grass near its own burrow. I violated ethics and morality. It seems. Returning to the sect is also a dead end. I soothed Yu Sha's sword, and loudly encouraged it. Good sword. Take me out of here. Okay. Yu Sha said flatly. It only listens to me. The sword quickly lay down on the ground. Yu Sha was utterly humiliated. Under Yu Sha's shrinking pupils, I stepped onto the sword, soared into the sky, and flew straight out of the giant pit. After landing, I patted my butt. Go back to your master. The sword hesitated, circling in place. Yu Sha's cold laugh came from underground. What a good sword indeed. What a fine sword. I'll refine you in a bit. While there's still a bit of light, I huffed and puffed my way out of there. It's gone quiet up top. The sword slunk back into my hand. Yu Sha felt a bit restless. That heartless alchemist really left. Good riddance. Peace and quiet. So why do I feel so unsettled? Must be sick. After daybreak, Yu Sha led the group away from the giant pit, until the last pair of alchemists were fished out. Fu Jiao looked all around, looking frantic. Has anyone seen Nong Xiaoyuan? Yu Sha was about to say, he's already gone. But seeing Fu Jiao's anxious face, he felt immensely pleased. He quietly enjoyed the sight. He can't find him. I can't find him either. Fu Jiao was so frantic he was losing his composure, insisting on going back down into the pit to search. Yu Sha tried hard to suppress the corner of his mouth, but a junior alchemist's sister suddenly stared right at him, trembling with fear, and said, Sect leader Yu, Sect master Yu. Actually, I know who wronged you. That medicine pouch. I know whose it is. Fu Jiao just remembered this. He also lowered his head and carefully sniffed the dropped pouch. His expression changed. He reached out to stop his junior sister, but his junior sister shouted loudly, It's Sister Nong's. I just recognized it. And, those past few days, she avoided us when bathing. She must have had ill intentions. Yu Sha's heart raced. Finally found her. But who is this Sister Nong? He suppressed the overwhelming urge in his mind. The sword at his waist trembled. He asked hoarsely, where is she? Seeing everyone's complicated expressions, Yu Sha froze. It's her. She slipped away right before my eyes for the third time, and my own sword helped her escape. Looking even worse than him was Fu Jiao. They locked eyes, both filled with murderous intent. Achoo! I sneezed 3 times in a row. My left eyelid twitched 9 times. Inside the departing carriage, an old man boarded along the way. He had a sword at his waist. It was a ghostly white. He said kindly, "Young lady, where are the 3 of you headed?" "It's haunted. In the carriage. It's just him and me. There's no third person." I stammered, "Stop scaring me, old man, or I'll hit you." The old man's sword blocked the exit. "Have you forgotten? You have a child. Come back to the sword sect with me." Arriving at the sword sect, I was locked in the largest courtyard. I was well fed for a few days. The people who came and went were silent, only constantly adding to my nutrition. But they stared at my belly every moment. It scared me into sucking in my stomach. I felt like a lamb being led to slaughter, while I was secretly developing sleeping powder. The old man came to visit. He said kindly, "In a few months, you can leave, young lady. After the child is born, we will raise it well. Don't worry, don't worry. A child. Oh, I have a child." I frown, holding my belly. I don't agree. The child's father wouldn't agree either. "If Yusha finds out I've been secretly raising a child, he'll kill me first, then slaughter our flesh and blood." The elder adds, "Familial bonds are burdens to cultivation. You must abandon them. Emotions and desires also hinder swordsmanship." Yusha, our pride, enlightened at 6 years old, mastered the sword by 9, defeated the former sect leader at 13. What a shame. You've affected his Dao heart. Ah, is his Dao heart that fragile? I fidget nervously. I didn't expect it either. That his Dao heart would be in that place. I'm sorry. I just couldn't help myself that day. And Yusha didn't refuse back then. He helped me. He also. The elder interrupts. Silence. Are all medicine cultivators this shameless? He leaves in a huff, telling me to reflect on my actions in my room. This is where Yusha's mother lived. We can learn from the spirit of Yusha's parents. The door is locked. I'm lying in bed. My lower abdomen feels a bit warm. Rather than wait for the child to be killed by that old man, or by Yusha himself, I should make the first move. I get up and look for tools in the room, but a brick on the wall is loose. I pull out a dust-covered letter. It's a letter from Yusha's mother. "The first time your dad touched you, he shouted, 'Sha is good, Sha is good.' So, my baby, you'll be called Yusha. How come your dad has to go into seclusion right after you were born? The good news is, when you turn 1 month old, he'll be back. He must miss you. The medicine is so bitter. Have some more candy. Don't be scared, baby. Mom is a little scared. They say they're going to send me away. You'll be left to live alone from now on. They won't let me see you. How about we run away?" "I'm sorry, my baby. Your dad had an accident. I have to go find him. That place is too dangerous. If I don't come back, you must remember, we love you very much. We never abandoned you." There are dried water stains on the paper, all crumpled up. So it turns out, the rumors about Yusha were half-truths. His parents never abandoned him. I secretly took the letter. About the child, I still need to talk to Yusha about it. We have to clear up this misunderstanding. Click. The guard outside the door vanished in a flicker of shadow. Gone. The lock broke open. A figure flew in against the moonlight. But it wasn't a person. It was a sword. The moonlight was cold. It jumped into my arms and nuzzled me. The sword escorted me, fighting anyone in our path. I finally made it safely to the exit. It suddenly shuddered, cracks appearing on its body. The sword hummed, and my heart ached at the sight. Sword, my sword. I remembered. Those people from the sword sect. Sword and master, body and soul as one. Yusha is in trouble. Tell me, where is Yusha? The sword remained silent. It whined and hooked onto my sleeve, pulling me further outside. I grabbed the reckless sword, and demanded, "Yusha, where are you? If you won't tell me, I'll go find him myself." The sword trembled, but still said nothing. I got mad, gave it a light slap. "Alright, then I'm really leaving, and I'll never come back." Without looking back, I ran down the mountain, but I didn't know. The sword just stared as I turned into a tiny black dot, almost shattered. When I went back to the sword sect in disguise, I had a basket of medicine on my back. Stupid sword. As a proper medicine practitioner, I'm no heartless ingrate. The gatekeeper saw me and said, "What? A medicine practitioner? We haven't had any deaths here today. Your sect leader you owes a debt. Pay up, or else. From now on, no sword practitioners can come to me for treatment." They shuddered, hurriedly brought me inside. "But, the sect leader's not feeling well. Be careful." Yusha was locked in the confinement room. He was thin and frail. His head hung low, didn't move even when he heard noise. A chain was piercing his collarbone, firmly locked. Yusha's sword was soaked in ice water. The blade was riddled with holes. The gatekeeper seemed to be muttering. The elders said, "The sect leader's mind is plagued by delusions. Evil energy is leaking out. You need to reflect on this." I slipped the gatekeeper a high-grade healing kit, told him to leave first. His eyes welled up. "You're too kind. I have to help you too." He shouted at Yusha, "Sect leader, you owe the medicine cultivator. She's here to collect. Pay up." Yusha shifted his body. His breathing was erratic. He looked up. Our eyes met. For a moment, his expression froze. I felt a bit awkward. I was just about to greet the father of my child. Yusha said sharply, "Get her out of here." "Gatekeeper, sect leader, you have to pay your debt. Don't disgrace our sword sect." Leaning on the door, I said, "Yusha, what exactly are you afraid of?" Yusha wouldn't look at me. "Go back and live your life. Let bygones be bygones. I don't mind." He spared me. but I felt uneasy inside. A sour ache spread to my fingertips. I snorted coldly. Well, I mind. The child in my belly minds. Gatekeeper. Ah, but Yusha suddenly stared at me. What? How could you be in on tricking me? Just go. Quick. A cold sword wind blew past, and the sword blocked my path. The sword sect elder smiled gently. You fool. You actually came to me on your own. Well then, let the child see his dad. After all, there won't be another chance. Yusha was unsteady on his feet. He tried to get up several times, but was pulled back by the chains, his chest covered in blood. The sword was frozen in the icy water, emitting mournful cries. You said that. I accept the punishment, and you will let her go. Just like your smiled and stroked his sword. Naive. He looked at me. Go back and focus on your pregnancy. Try to do it before Yusha dies, so he can see the child once. The elder had only taken a few steps, when his legs gave way. You old bastard, looking down on us medicine cultivators, are you? Moreover, you keep talking about the child, and who are you anyway? I aimed at his face, and threw another handful of deadly poison powder. Ever since I entered the sword sect, I've been sprinkling colorless, odorless poison along the way. The gatekeeper had already collapsed on the cultivator. So strong. The old man clutches his chest, gasping for breath. Was that necessary? Give birth to a child. I'll give you endless wealth and honor. Men are everywhere. Yusha is just a cold, unfeeling tool. He doesn't know how to care for anyone. Love and affection are all illusions. Love is a ridiculous thing. I was stunned. Old man, who broke your heart? You can't hurt others just because you got your heart broken. The old man coughed up another mouthful of blood. He pointed at me, cursed, and passed out. After I rescued Yusha, his whole body was frozen like ice. Sword in my left hand, Yusha in my right. I marched upward with determination, but someone blocked my path. Nong. Xiao. Yuan, you've been hard to find. Fu Jiao, arriving late. His eyes were bloodshot. The bloodstains on his sleeves were still fresh. Fu Jiao is kind-hearted, but cold on the outside, warm inside. He took Yusha from me, rushing to support him, then poured strong liquor on Yusha's wounds to disinfect them. Yusha held on to me. His consciousness grew hazy. He just kept mumbling, let's go to sleep. Sleep. Ah, I forgot. Alcohol makes Yusha aggressive and out of control. Don't you touch her. Are you crazy? Let go. Fu Jiao frantically pulls at his arm. He gets slapped a few more times by Huiwen's sword. He raises his hand to strike. Instinctively, I shield Yusha. Fu Jiao freezes. He stares at me and asks, Nong Xiaoyuan, why are you helping him? You've always liked me. I answer quietly, but, you don't like me back. Fu Jiao doesn't know how I reached that conclusion. He says angrily, I spend every day with you. Are you blind? Are you women really that shallow? Do you have to say, I like you, for it to count? I'm speechless. The delirious Yusha wraps his arms around my legs. He slowly kneels. I like you. 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 My wife. Give me a kiss, please. Fu Jiao gasps in shock. He points at Yusha and yells, shameless. But my heart softens. I gently stroke Yusha's hair, ears, and cheeks. Good boy, yeah. Fu Jiao was furious. He immediately contacted the elders of the sword sect. Keep your sect leader in check. I'm taking my senior sister away. Several elders stared at the out-of-control Yusha. In silence. What a waste. A fool drowning in love. Just like his parents. Useless. After over a decade of training, it's all for nothing. Better off dead. One of them looked at me and said, oh, you're pregnant, right? Give birth. We'll raise him to be the sect leader. So, this is the group that raised Yusha. No wonder. Yusha's personality is so polarized. Cold and hard, yet clingy. The more oppressive the environment, the more indulgent the person becomes. Yusha was delirious, yet he instinctively shielded me. His sword hummed in his hand. As for Fu Jiao, the moment he heard child, his face turned deathly pale. He took my pulse, and said casually, Nong Xiaoyuan, it's fine. I have medicine. It won't hurt when it's removed. If you're scared, you can give birth and send it away. The elders frowned and shouted, the child is ours. Can't leave. Shut up, all of you. Fu Jiao went all out, scattering deadly poison everywhere. It only didn't affect us medicine cultivators. The elders' faces turned red and green, and they collapsed under Fu Jiao's poison. Before Yusha lost consciousness, he still clung tightly to my leg. Fu Jiao pulled me along. Let's go. I looked helplessly at Fu Jiao. Junior brother, I can't abandon Yusha. You go on without me. He tightened his grip on my wrist. Why did you fall for someone else? Because you gave the pouch to someone else. Because you saved our junior sister first. And because you never said you liked me. Fu Jiao wanted to explain, but couldn't say a word. He gritted his teeth. Get lost. Who do you think you are? I wouldn't take you even if you were free. This cursed star is full of poison. He'll lose his mind. He's a short-lived devil. When he dies, you'll come crawling back to me. Yusha was unconscious for half a month. I checked his pulse every day before I realized Yusha's body was full of accumulated toxins from years past. Everyone has desires to suppress Yusha. They've been giving him medicine since he was a child to suppress his desires. Only when he gets drunk does a bit of his true, unrestrained nature show. Yu Sha almost died, but I climbed the mountain and tried many herbs. It just so happens, the medicine that once saved Fu Jiao can also save Yu Sha, and the spring night herb can neutralize the poison in his body. What's left is up to Yu Sha himself. A few days later, the wound on his collarbone had already scabbed over. Outside the courtyard, firewood was piled high. Yu Sha's sword carried freshly chopped wood home. Then it planted flowers and herbs in the yard, bouncing around. It went to prepare 3 meals a day. Yu Sha wasn't here, yet he seemed to be everywhere. Selling medicine earned me a few barrels of gold. Happy about it, I shared the newly brewed wine with the sword. It had a little taste too. Before long, it snuggled into the crook of my arm, and fell fast asleep. Late at night, I watched the moon in the courtyard. I wondered when Yu Sha would wake up. When I woke, the morning light streamed into my eyes. A coat draped over the shoulders. In the courtyard, someone actually built a swing here. And there's a flower bed of tender pink. Someone just watered it. The plants sway gently. The sound of chopping wood comes from behind. I turn around, wanting to call for Jian, but I bump into a drunken Jian right beside me. Morning, that little mole on your cheek is cute. After he says this, his ears turn red. The sky's light reflects in Yu Sha's eyes. It's quite beautiful. The spring scenery is lovely. Junior sister, tell Fu Jiao that senior sister Nong accepted the qixi gift. Inside the pouch is a specially made incense. It calms the mind and protects the body. Thinking of this, Fu Jiao goes to find her with a smile, but he sees Nong Xiaoyuan distracted. She's not wearing the token at her waist either. He's instantly furious. He finally mustered the courage to show goodwill. And now she's playing hard to get. Fu Jiao snorts coldly in his heart. He won't confess his feelings again so easily. In the chaos, that great menace arrives. He didn't even get to say a few more words to Nong Xiaoyuan before the poison forest collapses. Dust and smoke cloud the eyes. Fu Jiao saw the pouch embroidered with 2 ducks. Instinctively, he rushed over and pulled her into his arms. He closed his eyes. She clung to him, her arms wrapped tightly around him, but something felt off. Once they landed and he got a clear look, Fu Jiao's heart sank. It was his junior sister. Her face flushed. She was pouring her heart out, but Fu Jiao snatched the pouch from her waist. He demanded, "You didn't give it to Nong Xiaoyuan on the night of qixi." He didn't want to deliver it himself. After all, Nong Xiaoyuan would be overjoyed, ecstatic. Then she'd cling to him. Annoying, he asked a junior sister he met to pass it along. But, through a twist of fate, the junior sister suddenly burst into tears. Fu Jiao, wasn't this for me? I thought it was meant for me. Fu Jiao hated it when people cried. He could only plead softly to get the pouch back from her. When he saw Nong Xiaoyuan again, he'd explain everything. Anyway, she'd understand. She might even cry tears of joy. But when everyone from the Yaoxiu sect was rescued, Nong Xiaoyuan was the only one missing. To make matters worse, the one who's after the killer is none other than Nong Xiaoyuan. Fu Jiao's mind is in turmoil. If that day, he hadn't been injured, if Nong Xiaoyuan hadn't risked gathering herbs, Fu Jiao's chest tightened with pain. Ignoring all warnings, he insisted on finding her. This time, he would explain everything clearly. But when they met again, Nong Xiaoyuan was clinging to that monster. Her gaze was gentle, but it used to be filled with him. Now it's all for someone else. Fu Jiao refused to believe he was too late. He hurled every harsh word he could think of, breathing heavily, and showed his injured arm, waiting for Nong Xiaoyuan to come back to him, like she always did before. "I'm sorry, junior brother. He's hurt. I have to help him. Junior brother, you go ahead. Don't wait for me." But she didn't. She'd rather run off with that thing full of malice. Back at the Yaoxiu sect, Fu Jiao lay awake all night. He often dreamed, remembering every little thing about Nong Xiaoyuan, her hovering around him. Her fondness for him was all too obvious. It's so obvious it's awkward and embarrassing. "Fu Jiao, let's go together. Junior brother, you have beautiful eyes. Smile more. The Qixi festival is almost here. This pouch, is it for me?" When I woke up, the moon was hanging over the willow branches. Fu Jiao stood outside the courtyard. He found a calming herb in the courtyard. Dejected. Oh, Nong Xiaoyuan planted it. He never noticed. Usually, she was always the one taking care of it, but now it's already withered. He hurried to water it, but the flowers had long since fallen. Spring light spilled over the herb garden's fence. Newly planted peonies sprouted tender red buds. Yu Sha was squatting by the flower bed, clumsily loosening the soil around the seedlings. His fingertips were stained with damp soil. His movements were gentle, as if afraid of disturbing something. The profile of his face softened in the sunlight. Only the faint hint of fierceness between his brows stood out less against the warmth. I leaned against the courtyard gate, holding a freshly dried licorice candy in my hand. It tasted sweet in my mouth. Yu Sha's sword had somehow slipped to my feet. Its blade gleamed coldly in the sunlight. It gently rubbed against my pant leg, just like a clever little dog. "Yu Sha, you're using too much water for the flowers. The peony roots will rot." I couldn't help but remind him. He looked up. The tips of his ears instantly turned red. His eyes, once filled with malice, now reflected the sky's light. They were startlingly bright. "I saw you give them this much water yesterday. His voice was low, carrying a hint of barely noticeable grievance. Smiling, I walked over, and crouched beside him. Guiding his hands, I taught him, flowers are like people. They need water when thirsty, but too much can make them bloated. Look at this soil. It clumps when squeezed, and falls apart when released. That means the moisture is just right. He learned attentively. His warm fingertips occasionally brushed against the back of my hand, like an electric current, making my heart skip a beat. From afar, the sword emitted a soft hum, as if egging us on. Yusha shot at a glare. The sword immediately lay flat on the ground, blade facing down, pretending to be just an ordinary hunk of metal. Over the past half-month, the sword became my most diligent helper. He'd go to the back hill to chop wood before dawn every day, and when he returned, he'd stack the firewood neatly. On market days, he'd carry my dried herbs to town to sell. When he came back, he'd always accurately pour the copper coins into the clay jar I prepared. Occasionally, he'd even bring back a piece or two of my favorite osmanthus cakes. After Yusha woke up, his temperament improved a lot. He wasn't as cold and hard as before, though he'd still get shy sometimes. He'd quietly remember the snacks I liked, and go buy them from town the next day. When I stayed up late making medicine, he'd quietly place a cup of warm tea on the desk. He clumsily learned to chop wood and build a swing, and kept the courtyard in perfect order. One afternoon, Fu Jiao suddenly showed up. He stood outside the courtyard gate. His figure was still tall and straight, but there was a touch of weariness between his brows, and there were still some medicine stains on his sleeve. Yusha immediately stepped in front of me. The sword at his waist instantly left its sheath. Its blade pointed straight at Fu Jiao. A murderous aura suddenly fills the air. What are you doing here? Fu Jiao's gaze goes past Yusha, and lands on me. His expression is complicated. I came to see you, and I brought you something. He pulls a silk pouch from his sleeve. It's the one embroidered with two little ducks. The edges are a bit worn. Clearly, it's been treasured for a long time. I'm stunned. Yusha's grip on his sword tightens, but he doesn't take another step forward. Fu Jiao slowly approaches. He hands me the pouch. I gave it to the wrong person back then. The incense inside. I made it especially for you. It calms the mind and protects the body. Your constitution is unique. It's perfect for you. His voice is a bit hoarse. On the night of the Qixi festival, I wanted to give it to you myself, but I was afraid you'd pester me. So I asked my junior sister to pass it on. Who would have thought? I take the pouch. My fingers trace the adorable little ducks embroidered on it. My heart is a mess of emotions. So that's how we missed each other. All because of a simple mix-up. My junior sister told me everything later. Fu Jiao looked at me, with a hint of imperceptible melancholy in his eyes. I went looking for you, at the bottom of the deep pit in the poison forest, on the mountain path of the sword sect, but it was too late. He paused. His gaze fell on Yusha. He's good to you, is he? I nodded. The old flutters in my heart were gone, leaving only a faint sense of relief. Yeah, he's good. Yusha took my hand. His fingers were warm. She's my wife. Of course I'll treat her well. His tone was firm, with no room for compromise. Fu Jiao let out a bitter laugh, and took out another medicine bottle from his sleeve. This is a foundation stabilizing pill I refined. It's beneficial for pregnancy. Nong Xiaoyuan, I wasn't good to you before. Stubborn on the outside but soft inside, and missed out on a lot. Now, all I want is for you to be happy. He set down the bottle, turned and left, without a hint of reluctance. The wind lifted the hem of his robe. His silhouette looked somewhat lonely. I watched his figure disappear at the end of the road, and let out a soft sigh. Some connections, once missed, are truly gone. Yusha held my hand tightly. He asked softly, are you sad? I shook my head. Smiling, I tied the pouch to my waist. No, I'm not. Let the past stay in the past. The me now is very happy. The sun was setting, casting its glow over the courtyard, gilding everything with a warm, golden edge. Yusha's sword danced happily around the yard. It swept up a few petals that had fallen to the ground, and brought them before us. I leaned against Yusha's shoulder, feeling his steady heartbeat. The little one in my belly seemed to sense this peace too, and gave a gentle kick. Yusha, I whispered, what if we settle down here from now on? Tend to this herb garden. Tend to our home. He lowered his head, and placed a soft kiss on my forehead. His voice was tender as could be. Yes, wherever you are, that's home. The sword seemed to understand our words. It hummed excitedly. The light on its blade grew even more brilliant. It flew to the swing, giving it a gentle push. The swing began to sway slowly, carrying the scent of flowers. Days passed like this, one after another. The herbs in the medicine garden grew more and more lush, and the flowers in the yard bloomed in full splendor. Yusha's swordsmanship became more and more refined, but it no longer carried the hostility it once had. His sword now sang only for protection. Every day, aside from making and drying medicine, I spent time with Yusha tending the yard. Occasionally, I'd go to town to sell medicine at a stall. Jian would always follow me closely. He became the town's famous, divine sword dog. 3 months later, I gave birth to a healthy baby boy. His features strongly resembled Yusha's, but he had gentle eyes just like mine. Yusha held the baby, looking completely at a loss, yet his face was full of smiles. Those eyes, once filled with malice, now held only adoration and tenderness. The sword sect elders never came again. They were probably scared off by the poison Fu Jiao had scattered, or perhaps they finally understood Yusha's resolve. Fu Jiao would occasionally send over some precious medicinal herbs, but he never showed up in person again. On the day of the baby's full moon celebration, the sun was shining brightly. The courtyard was filled with flowers. Jian came back carrying a huge basket of osmanthus cakes. He excitedly circled around us. Yu Sha held the baby, and I leaned against him, looking at everything in the courtyard. My heart was filled with peace. Let's give the baby a name, I said softly. Yu Sha looked down at the baby, then looked at me. His gaze was gentle. Call her Yunyan Yuan. Nian, for always remembered. Yuan, for a forever peaceful garden. I smiled and nodded. I kissed the baby's forehead. Always remembered. Forever peaceful in the garden. This wasn't just the child's name. It was our hope for the future. As the sun set, the evening glow painted half the sky red. Yu Sha held the baby, and I held his arm. Jian followed behind us. The shadows of our family of three stretched long across the ground. The peonies in the courtyard were in full, vibrant bloom. A warm breeze brushed by, carrying the scent of flowers. A peaceful life. There's nothing better than this. For the rest of our lives, I'll have my beloved by my side, our child at our feet, and our dear friend Jian with us. We'll tend to our little courtyard, work at sunrise, and rest at sunset. That is the most complete happiness in this world. And all those past mischances and regrets, turned to dust in the passage of time, gently buried by the warm sun and floral scent, never to be seen again.